Hey, welcome to another episode of Spoiler Alert. I'm Dr. Darren Detweiler,
I'm Colin Godson-Green.
and we're here in Charlotte, North Carolina at the School Nutrition Association's annual conference, and we're here to talk about food
We are, as always.
and schools.
As always.
Excellent. Well, not always about schools,
No.
but we're talking about schools this time.
Exactly.
And with us, we have a guest. And who are you?
I am Cacyce Davis, Child Nutrition Director of Elmore County Schools in Alabama.
You know, we were talking about Alabama, and the first thing you started to bring up was barbecue and seafood.
Yes, they're popular in Alabama.
As,
We've
as
got great
expected.
food in Alabama, so and we try to feature those items in our cafeterias. So,
I did hear that rumor that your school cafeterias have some incredible foods.
yes, we've got a great staff. Our team, they love our community and they love serving our students, and really work to just equip them for what they're trying to accomplish in the classrooms.
Give us a sense of how big is this a big school district, a big staff?
I would say a medium-sized school district. We have 15 schools, just over 11,000 students, but we've got really good participation. We serve about 8,000 breakfast meals a day and the same lunch.
And before we started recording, you were talking about how many students, they come to school and the first thing they do is eat breakfast.
Correct. At all of our schools, we serve breakfast in the classroom. We have breakfast waiting for them outside of their classrooms before they get there, and our goal is to have them ready to start their day. We know that it is critical that the basic needs of children be met so that they can be successful in the classroom, and nutrition is the basic of all needs.
Wow. And for those maybe that know less about the programs in general, so students opt into the breakfast and lunch program, or is it available for everyone, or is it certain thresholds?
In Elmore County, we participate in the community eligibility provision. So meals are offered at no charge in Elmore County. And so that meal is available to all of our students at no charge every morning.
What would you say is the most popular breakfast food?
Biscuits.
Ah, yeah. Silly
doubt.
question.
Now, I will say in the last year, because we've been working, it's challenging what we can serve to the classroom. And, we've worked to, diversify our options. So we've been working on a grits bowl because biscuits and grits are very popular in Alabama. And so we have a cheese grits bowl that is in a bakeable bowl that we're able to deliver to the classroom and have ready for them. And so that's something that's gone over well. And actually, we had spoken about shrimp. We've got some great managers that have kind of worked to develop their own recipe options, and they actually served a shrimp and grits with an Alabama farm-raised shrimp product, and they were actually Alabama grits, so both local items, and served the shrimp and grits for lunch. So and the students love it.
You mentioned challenges, and before I dig a little deeper into that, you also mentioned that in addition to some of the varieties, you have an occasional food truck operation?
Yes, we have a barbecue food truck. It's called the Hot Spot. The goal was for it to target primarily our high school students, but it really travels to all of our schools. We took a team to Georgia, actually traveled to another state, and worked with a competition barbecue team to train us up. Our assistant director, Mo, kind of has led the way on that in developing recipes. So we took, how they prepare barbecue at their restaurants and made it work within our school programs. And we've come up with some really good quality recipes that we use. We've got a brisket taco nacho recipe. It's one of the favorites, a certified Angus beef burger, and then ribs.
I'm getting hungry.
Yeah. We'll go back to school.
Come visit us. We would love for you to come anytime.
I gotta tell you, I don't know why these Food Network shows aren't doing a whole series on what school districts are doing, like with food trucks and the competitions. That would be exciting to watch.
Well, and what we know, kids love good food.
Yeah.
And we act like kids are hard to feed, but they're really not. They just like good quality food like everyone else. And so we try to give them the best we can possibly do within the means that we have, which are challenging because of, we have limited resources to prepare the meals that we do. We've got great agriculture product that's grown in Alabama, so we utilize that as much as we can. Our Department of Ag, partners with us. They provide access to additional funds if we serve Alabama product. So we try to do that as much as we can.
That's such an interesting incentive. I like it.
Well, and imagine the idea that this is an opportunity for students to taste what foods grown locally taste
Correct.
like. It's not from, New Jersey. No offense,
Oh.
New Jersey. No offense.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
But we don't necessarily know where our food comes
Yeah.
from. And sometimes it's like,
Correct.
oh, it came from all that distance to be here. What's local? I don't know. In terms of challenges, you talked about serving breakfast at the classroom door. You've talked about diversity of different foods and even food trucks. What are some of the ways when we talk about good food and quality food that we make sure that first and foremost, it's safe food?
Training, with our staff. And, almost everyone has a new generation in the workforce right now. And that's one big challenge we're facing. And it's just training up your staff and taking every opportunity, you know, us at administration to, equip ourselves to provide them with the resources that they need to serve meals in their cafeterias. But also any opportunity that we have for our teams and our cafeterias, we take advantage of just to increase their skill set.
Well, I think it's important not only with the training, but there's probably so much behind the scenes. Is there a recall that's impacting this part of food? Or is there a problem with the piece of equipment we take for granted? It's the freezer. How often do we worry about the freezer?
Every day, every day.
Well, we have to know how to take temperatures. And we have to look at these
Correct,
temperatures over time. And we're using technology to track these
correct.
things. Therefore, now your staff has to be trained on the technologies as well. And they're probably going, why do I need to learn this technology or this software or whatever? Is that part of the training that you deal with?
It is. I mean, we do food safety training, of course, every year. So much of that's about communication. I mean, if you're talking about a recall, because there are certain steps that you have to take. If you're talking about our monitoring the temperatures of our equipment, we've got certain ones that keep an eye on it. Jody, our clerk's one of the main ones that heads that up for us. But it's communicating to the proper person to address the issues that we have. Because for us, if we lose a freezer, it's going to be $5,000 to $7,000 of product that we lose. And so, you know, keeping the proper eye, and having the resources and the technology available to do that. And in the past, we didn't have that, and so now we do. But it allows us to keep an eye on what's going on with our equipment, but also communicating the information when something needs to be done quickly.
Well, I would imagine that this is so behind the scenes. Students probably don't even realize this stuff's going on. But we have a population of students that they're on social media, they're aware of certain things. Do you ever have students or families ask about, like, are we impacted by this recall or do we have any radioactive shrimp or
They hear buzzwords and they're like, oh,
yeah,
I gotta find out about that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, and because we don't serve a lot of seafood, when we did introduce that product, it caused a bit of a frenzy in our school district. And we just work to educate because, say, take with the shrimp, it can be an airborne allergen, but also flour can be. And we're not going to
Yeah.
eliminate flour from our cafeterias. So it's just educating and making sure, that our staff, our families, our students are aware.
Did you find that you had to do like a lot of advocating when you were gonna bring the shrimp in, like crowd control almost, or how did it go down?
Well, the nurses were the
Oh
most
yeah.
concerned because they were in their minds, we were gonna have a magnitude of allergic reactions that they had not
Back
handled.
ordering
Well,
EpiPens.
they were afraid they didn't have enough EpiPens, and they just wanted to stay home,
Yeah.
honestly. And so we did pull it from the elementary menu, and then we found out our elementary kids got to the lunch line that day, and they said, "Where's the shrimp?" And so, so it's communicating and just being prepared. And over time, the more you expose people to things, and that's just, we try to kind of make feeding kids so hard, and kids are, some are more picky than others. But what we know about child nutrition is the more familiar they are with foods, the more likely they are to accept them. So you might try something one time, you might try it 20 times. And if you get them to accept it the 20th time, you've succeeded. And it's okay that they didn't that first one to 19.
you kind of brought this up with the shrimp, but you also have a range of whether it's allergens or health medical concerns with students. And I would imagine you work with your school nurse program a great deal in terms of making sure that you're not making a decision that is going to potentially be dangerous to a student. But if you make this decision, now we can be more accommodating.
Yes. And again, that's communication and partnerships. We've got a great partnership with our nursing staff at the district level and the school level. We have software that allows us to maintain that data as students are coming through the line so they're identified. But typically, the nurse at the school level is working along directly with students that have those types of dietary needs and making menu choices. We do also work to offer a great variety of meal options. Every day in all of our cafeterias, we have at least 2 hot entrees and at least 3. Many have more than that. So every student's going to have at least 5 choices to choose from as far as meal options.
Wow. School lunches have come such a long way
I
since
was
I was a
literally just thinking
kid
that as
with the
well.
the tray with the little indentations for each meal, and there was like one
Yeah.
option. You want this?
Not even do you want this, you're there you go.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have a choice.
No, no.
Actually, we did have a choice. It was we got these little tickets,
Oh.
and one was for regular milk, and one was for chocolate milk.
Yeah.
And it was always like, "What ticket do you get?" You know, kind of a thing, because you had to pay more for the chocolate milk.
Of
That was the only choice you had. Everything else was
You're
this
gonna
or
get
no
a
lunch,
Yeah.
kind of a thing. And I think that maybe I was just not old enough to pay attention to things, but I think that today we have much more concerns in terms of allergens and medical
I
needs.
agree.
Dietary preferences or like religious preferences and choice and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So many challenges.
Yes.
And again, like you said, it all goes back to the fact that, if you don't meet the most basic of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, how can you expect a student to be
Correct.
engaged and to be
Right.
learning and to have a successful day if they are not able to, eat?
And we've seen success with it in our school system. We've had increases in test scores, academic performance. We like to take some credit for it. They've done a lot at the state level and the district level to improve outcomes for Alabama students, but we do believe we've played an important role in that.
Absolutely.
Well, I know you play an important role in that because, again, I was a teacher for 16 years, and I tell you, the one thing that is common ground, common thread against all the students is, food. I'm hungry. When's lunch?
Correct.
Kind of a thing, and it's one of those important elements in learning. Thank you so much, and I think that I also want to make sure you know how much we appreciate you coming and talking with us today
Thank you
because
for
I
the
don't think
opportunity.
you're welcome. I don't think that the kids should have to worry about it. I don't think the family should have to worry about it, but they should know how great of a job that people are doing behind the scenes.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.